how special is this recruiting class?
Don't nobody really care about like what you did if you're losing. So, just my thing is winning games and, competing at a high level and trying to be one of the best to ever do it. So
What's going on today? I am the host, SchuZ Schumaker, and joining me today for the third time is a five-star recruit. He's the reigning Mac Prep High School Basketball Player of the Year in the state of Arkansas. He's also on the Jersey Mike's Naismith National High School Player of the Year watch list. He also led Brad Beal Elite to the championship game this past summer, where he became the first player since Michael Porter Jr. to score 30 or more in that game. He is also the number one ranked player in the state of Arkansas, and he's now become the highest ranked recruit since Al Jefferson to commit to Arkansas. That's Nick Smith Jr. What's going on today, my man?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. Well, as I said, now you've been on for now the third time. The past two times, though, it's been a little bit different because we've always talked about you being the underrated player, not getting the attention that and the pedigree that you really deserve at that point in time. But now we look at it, you are a five-star recruit. You're a top 10 on pretty much every site. Has your mindset changed at all now? You're starting to get some respect behind your name?
My mindset doesn't change on the simple fact that I knew where I was a year ago, and I never forget when people underestimated me on being a top recruit. I never really just even looked at that, to be honest. I looked at them on the simple fact that because I knew for a fact I had some improvement to do. I still got a lot of improvement to do to get to where I'm trying to get to. So basically, man, every time I step on the floor, I just try to compete at a high level. And, I pretty much showed that and everybody kind of sees it now.
So has things changed for you at all now? Because now before you obviously had your name ranked, like people knew who you were, but you step on a court now and everyone knows, okay, we're playing Nick Smith. He's a top 10, top 5 player in the country. He's one of the most elite guys, get you 30 points any night now. Like, has it changed at all for you in terms of game plan? Like when the way teams are preparing for you, has it changed or is that pretty much still the same for you?
Everywhere I go, everybody knows who I am. And, I always had, a respect level on people's radar, saying like, even when I wasn't ranked, people knew who I was, on a respect level that, people knew I could hoop. So, you know, I'll say no, it really hasn't changed. A lot of people know what I bring to the game, and it's kind of hard to stop that. So, a lot of people gonna scout report, but that just comes with the game. I just gotta find niches to where I gotta, try to win the game, and just try to get to my spots and get my teammates involved and try to win.
I'm sure for you off the court, though, you have seen some changes as well in that aspect in terms of fans starting to notice too, especially now that you truly are a hometown hero. You're the number one player in the state right now, and you're also committed now to become the hometown star. So have you taken in that new pressure in a sense or just kind of fanfare? Like, have you adjusted to having the media attention, the fans' attention? Like, have you adjusted to that and how have you done that so far?
I mean, to be honest, man, I mean, I'm truly blessed to be in this position. Especially playing this basketball game because this game can take you as many places as you can do like anything else in life. So I'm just trying to be humble about it. Everywhere I go around here, a lot of people know who I am. I can't really go nowhere without people. How that works. So that just come with the territory. I asked for this, when I was young, and now I feel like I'm taking it pretty well, the good and bad, So I'll just at the end of the day, I just got to keep working and keep getting better each and every day.
We're going to get a lot more into Arkansas and all the stuff that's happened recently, but let's kind of go back so people can kind of hear how you've become now this top ranked guy. So as we already talked about a little bit, you're from Arkansas. What was it like just growing up out there?
Well, I'm really from Jacksonville, Arkansas. I was growing up out there, it was fun. Like I said, we always competed at a high level. I was always one of the youngest ones coming up, but everybody was always older than me, and I was always playing up. So, just having a chance to do that, it really has played a big role of who I am today, or not, or who I am on the court. And, just basically just trying to compete. And, as I got older and bigger, that same grit and same chip on my shoulder always stayed with me. So, growing up down there, man, it was it was pretty fun, man. Those were good times to where I could just focus on being a kid and stuff like that. So, it was fun.
And now you are unique to an aspect because we know in today's game, there's a lot of guys that do the hold back and reclassing and stuff like that's constantly happening, especially with COVID too now. But you've always been one of the more younger guys in your class. So how has that changed you as a player? Because like you said, you are technically, even if you play a grade level, you're still playing up 90% of the time. So how has that helped develop you into the player you are today?
Well, I always thought that, like, I mean, it ain't really no problem reclassing, but
Yeah.
I don't really see a difference of, why I should do it since everybody else doing it. Is either you can hoop or you can't hoop. So just working on my game consistently, and wherever I'm trying to go. I mean, really, I mean, in the league or in college, I mean, it really doesn't matter how old you is. So just having a mindset of that, like it's either you gonna get eight. So just I don't know, man. I thought when I was young, I thought about reclassing, but it really wasn't no point of doing that. On the fact that I was already young and I was already developing as a good player. So I mean, I ain't got no problem with people doing it, but I want to do it for sure.
You mentioned when you're younger, you did kind of consider, I think everyone probably goes to that time at some point, like, is that something that would be an option for me? And for you, like we said, like you weren't always the top five player in the country you are now, rank wise at least. So were there certain points, even maybe through high school, when you weren't getting as much attention as you probably deserved, you wanted, that you even considered saying, okay, especially when the pandemic came in and stuff like that, like did you ever say, is this maybe an option? Did you just explore it at all during high school?
I mean, basketball was really about attention for me. I just wanted the attention from the right people, not from any social media platforms and anything like that. But you know, being a good player, that's what comes with it. So I would just wanted to play in front of the right eyes, and I just wanted to be ready for anything that came at me. So of course, I was asking myself, was I ready for this and all this type of stuff, man. I mean, reclassing was an option for me, but just looking into it, I mean, it really wasn't no point. I was going to develop as a player if I just kept working, and that's what I'm doing. So,
You look at the state of Arkansas, and when obviously comparison to other big states like Texas or California, like it doesn't have the history that they do, may not even have the consistency, probably mostly because of population and whatnot. But like this past 3, 4 year span, you guys have had a lot of talent. We look at guys that just came from Arkansas, Moses Moody. We look at Devo. We look at yourself now, and obviously Darian Joseph, this recruiting class. How has that been like, growing up with these guys? Like I know you obviously know Moses and those guys too pretty well. So what was it just like kind of growing up in this new era of Arkansas talent?
I didn't really grow up with Darian and them, with Joseph and them. I grew up with Devo and them. I can honestly say, with him, it's been pretty cool just watching him, do what he does at Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
But he has to continue to get better. Most has to continue to get better in the league. Everybody has to continue to get better. We all have a goal we're trying to reach, and especially having talent in Arkansas. A lot of people kind of sleep on that type of stuff. Because we from Arkansas, but especially having amateur sports. It's been pretty big down here ever since I started coming up. Darian started coming up, so it's been pretty cool. Just even putting our name in the situation. I mean, putting our just putting us in a good situation. Really, not even just for us, just for kids that's coming up and looking at what we're doing. It kind of puts a mark on what we're doing right now. So.
I know Joe Johnson was kind of like the guy that kind of laid the footprint for a lot of this night. He was the first big time Arkansas player that came out of the state, and obviously a few other guys too that's come during his time and after. But when you talk about like laying, like you just said, the footsteps now for the younger guys, and obviously Bryson Warren's in that group too. He's on OTA too now, but like you guys all have NBA potential, could be in the next couple of years. What's kind of the goal for you guys? Like, is there a certain pride that comes with representing Arkansas at the next level and kind of being a footprint, kind of helping out the next generation?
Well, I can speak for myself. My
Mhm.
reputation is everything. to be, especially for not even for my first name, but I play for my last name. That's on the back of my jersey. So, just having that, like I said before, my reputation is everything. I just want to go out there. Not even, on the court. It's bigger than basketball. Just having knowledge. Just speaking to the young people that's out there that want to actually get into this game. It takes, because if it was easy, everybody would do it. So it takes time. It ain't all about the followers and all that. Everybody sees that I have them, but I didn't really ask for it, to be honest. That just came with, if you work and you continue to put yourself in a position where you can, play in front of the right people. You will get followers and stuff like that. But I was never the type of person that, my dad always taught me that, having followers and that really don't mean anything, because a lot of people, when I didn't really have anything, people already knew who I was anyway. So, like, I'd rather have respect than clout. So, just having that, having my reputation, and having your respect with others, that's basically what all you need.
So how did the ball first get put in your hands?
My dad, I was born in 2004,
Mm-hmm.
so he was in college and he was at Jacksonville State, and no, he was at Seminole at JUCO. Then he transferred to Jacksonville State in Alabama, and I just always wanted to be around the guys, and I always grew up playing, like, having a little Fisher Price goal and acting like I was in a basketball game and all that other stuff. But I didn't really actually start taking it serious around, like, I say my eighth grade. Like, when I was young, I was just having fun. Like, I didn't really know what I thought people was just hooping. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know that people was like, everybody would go to the boys club and hoop. I thought that's what everybody just did. And, I didn't really know that what basketball could really do for you. So, as I got older, I wanted to put myself and my family in a situation where, I was in a good spot and I didn't really have to worry about much other than a basketball court.
So like you said, you kind of around middle school time, you started realizing this is what I want to do. But when did it click for you and started saying, this isn't just what I want to do. I actually do feel like I'm now one of the better players in the country. Like wherever I go, I'm one of the guys. I can be the best player on the court whenever I step on there. When did that happen for you?
Basically the process started when I was around 15, 14 years old. My ninth grade year, I went to the CP3 camp. I think it was my eighth grade summer going into ninth grade.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really have the best camp. I wasn't ranked or anything like that, but I could just see everybody that went to that camp, and I know for a fact I wasn't far off. As I continue to get better, and I continue to you know, just follow the process. I know for a fact that it would take some time for me to be one of the best players, because I wasn't the best player at that particular time by a long shot. So I just continue to work, continue to stay in the gym and keep my faith up. And I know for a fact that around this time that I would be, one of the most top players around here and so stuff like that. So I just continue to get better, man, and that's basically what I'm still trying to do as today, is grow as a basketball player and as a person. So.
And you, as you said, you've grown immensely each year. And we're going to talk about this past year, especially eybl, where you've grown that aspect too. But when you just look at yourself now, like how far you've come now in the past 3-4 years, and now in terms of future, like how close to are you to your ceiling? Like how much more do you have to grow in? Like what could you see yourself becoming in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, 10 years even down the road?
To be honest, I don't really know. I try to not look in the future a lot. I try to just focus on the now part of, as I said, man, it's not really it's a marathon. Basically what I fell in love with the process instead of the all the other stuff that goes on behind the scenes. And I don't really worry about that type of stuff. I just try to, man, just follow the footsteps of what I planned out since I was 14, 15 years old. So, I'm not done reaching those goals, and I'm just gonna keep working and try to get to that spot. So.
Well, let's hop into the high school career. You also started off at Sylvan Hills, and you guys had a Pretty good run there for first 3 years. So take us to that original decision. Like, why was that the school you wanted to attend for high school?
Well, the real reason why they was just down the street.
Mhm.
I mean, Seven Hills wasn't really a basketball school. It was like more of like a regular school. So just going there, I really learned a lot. Especially just having more responsibility. When I was young, it kind of helped. It helped me out a lot. Like as in today. So those 3 years, man, has been pretty good for me. Especially playing. Just having a big, like I said, just having a big responsibility on the team and doing more stuff that you thought you was probably, I mean, that you would have to do to win a game. So, you know, just keeping a chip on my shoulder at Seven Hills, as I still have a chip on my shoulder at North Blue Rock. It was a fun 3 years, man, and I learned a lot from there, and it helped me. It helped me today.
So when those 3 years came to conclusion, obviously your junior season, we do know that you obviously decided to make the move now to where you're at today, North Little Rock. So walk us through this whole process. Like, why did you kind of feel like, okay, my senior year, I want to take the big jump. I want to go play at a higher level, prep kind of level in a sense. We can play a lot of big time teams. What led to that decision?
Well, I mean, wherever school I went to, I was gonna play big time teams anyway.
Mhm.
Originally I was supposed to go back to Seven Hills, but family decided that it was best for us to move to the city of North Little Rock, and it's so called. It was like 3 minutes away from North Little Rock School, and I know what Coach Rice history on North Little Rock, and they came from winning a state championship last year, and I know for a fact that he was gonna have me play a big role on that team, and especially playing with Kel'el, and Corey was moving to North Little Rock as well. So I mean, it was pretty much a no brainer for me. I didn't really want to leave the state, and I didn't want to go to no prep school. So just keeping my talents in state, man. It's been pretty fun so far.
Now, it was pretty well documented that it was not just an easy transition, just transferring over there, go to school your first day and playing basketball. So, kind of walk us through this process a little bit. Obviously, there was a lot of chaos. You originally were ineligible. Now, you obviously we see you out there playing, doing your thing. So, kind of take us through how you adjusted to that and just all what exactly happened during that process for you.
I mean, to be honest, man, it was a learning experience, especially for me.
Mm.
When I first got there, I didn't really. I mean, everything was cool, Then out of nowhere, around like August or the end of August or in September, it kind of had got brought up to me that I was ineligible, and that we went to like some type of hearing, and it was a 6-1 vote that I was ineligible. But I wasn't about to just allow for somebody that don't even look like me just to judge on what what I did wrong or anything like that, because I know for a fact I didn't do anything wrong. But just to keep the story short, man, it was just a lot of people were just pointing a finger at somebody, but not really knowing that the only person that's hurting in this situation is me. That especially the people that turned me in and stuff like that. I mean, which I understand, which I understood that a lot of people did out there think I was cheap, but I'm really not even that type of guy to do that. If I did get caught doing that, I'll just take my L and just go take my talent somewhere else. But just experiencing that, I understood that just having a name, it takes responsibility, and it takes sometimes stuff like this is going to happen. Imagine what LeBron goes through every day. So I mean, it was. It really wasn't no hard feelings. It is what it is. I know for a fact that um God was gonna put me in a good position where I can do me. So I was always gonna have my head high. Just always stay positive, and I'm just gonna compete. And it only made it worse for my opponent. So I mean, it was like I said, it was a learning experience.
So, how this thing get solved out then? Because like I said, originally they ruled you ineligible, like you just talked about too. What ended up causing them to flip it over, and what ultimately allowed you now to be out there playing?
Well, first, I'm gonna keep it bluntly real. Um, so this process started as soon as I transferred to North Little Rock. As soon as everybody was, as soon as it got out, it kind of went viral around Arkansas.
Mhm.
it went viral around the country as well. And then, I put that on the map. So then the process started around July. People was getting like AAA was getting complaints, a lot of complaints about me transferring for athletic reasons, and the person that really just turned me in, we actually asked what do we need to do to make this right move, and he told us, and then as soon as I moved, he was the person that turned me in. So it was kind of weird that that even happened, and I'm not gonna say any names, but uh what else happened? I was at school, right? And then
Mhm.
my dad went to a hearing. Him and my lawyer, I mean our lawyer was working towards, try to figure everything out. We tried to do everything above board, and it happened for like we was trying to make everything right for like I believe like 2.5, 3 months. We
Mhm.
tried to keep it quiet. We ain't try to, just blow it up on the internet because we was innocent. So like if somebody confronts you on something and you just start barking, like it kind of looks kind of you look kind of guilty to me. But
Mhm.
for me, it was I kind of wanted to do everything above board. I didn't want any negative attention going through my name or accusing me of cheating or anything like that. So when those 3 months came, I committed it. I committed to Arkansas in September. Um, then around I think my dad went to a hearing around that particular time, around the end of September. Like I said, it was a 6-1 vote, and me and my dad was talking about it, and I just kind of got fed up about it. So I'm like, man, forget this, bro. I'm finna tell every site in Arkansas to post about it, And then when that came out, it was just first it was the story was Nick was an eligible.
Mhm.
Then the actual facts start to come out, and then when the actual facts came out, that was when everybody else got pressured, and you know, um, everything. Everybody was try to make everything right, but it's crazy because when it first hit the internet, it took like 2 days for somebody to sign a paper, just to get me eligible to play, which is sad. I mean, I don't know why it took that long. He could have just signed the paper like 3 months ago because he knew what was going on.
Mhm.
But I mean, it is what it is, man. It's a learning experience for not only me, but people that's coming up. People that's coming up that want to do this. I mean, want to do the same thing, but sometimes the kid really doesn't have control over the situation. I just got in the situation. I really had no idea. I mean, we moved. I didn't know we was moving until like a week we was moving. So,
Mhm.
I mean, like I said, man, ain't no sweating. People gonna forget about this 5 years from now. So, it is what it is.
And like you said too, I know like this is something that could affect kids in the future too. And I know each state has different transfer rules and whatnot. It's different in every state for some reason, whatever the reason that is. But is this something that happens typically? Like, is it just like most kids have to deal with being ineligible if they do transfer, or is this something that just happened to you, primarily just you?
No, man, it happened from like, it happened to many other kids, but like they didn't really just have the courage to come out and,
Mm.
for me, if anybody know me, I'm gonna keep it 100% thousand
Mhm.
percent real. And I'm not gonna just allow anybody to throw me under the ground and accuse me of doing something wrong that I know for a fact I didn't do. So
Mhm.
I mean, like I said, I mean it is what it is, man. Like I said, it's gonna change the narrative. Little kids coming up. So
Absolutely. Right before we get into your senior year so far, let's go through the spring and summer that really got you a name pine to where it's at today. And that was playing with Brad Beal Elite once again. You out there and you averaged almost 19 a game, 3 assists, 3 rebounds per game. Clearly established yourself as one of the best players every single time you're on that court. So walking in this AU season, obviously last year it was all messed up with COVID. What was your original goals? Like back in March, April-ish time before you guys started playing, like what did you want to go out there and get done in your final AAU season?
I mean, like I said before, I'm a very competitive guy.
Mhm.
I believe, when COVID season hit, I feel like that was the year that everybody was gonna actually see that I could hoop. I knew for a fact I was a top 25 guy.
Yeah.
Then I mean, when the season started, my 17U season, I think it was a ranking board that came out, and I was around like the 50s area,
Mm-hmm.
and that was probably one of the days where I was just so like I was like you can even ask like Brandon, you can ask anybody that's on the team that I was just like super like I wasn't pleased. I wasn't just pleased on that. Like I kind of got fed up about that. And, I just wanted to go out there every day and just prove that I was a top 10 guy. I mean, it really don't matter who you was. I was playing the best of the best. And and our team was winning. And when your team winning, we was playing good basketball. I had great guys on my team. I had a great coaching staff. Brad Belly is a great organization. And I just went out there and competed, and then that's really all it went down to. So
When you look at that team you guys put together, we know the dynamic duo, obviously you and Brandon, you two are phenomenal all spring and summer long. You guys have the young guy, Jeremy Fierce, is going to take over that team next year. He was playing along. And then you also have a lot of other great players. Christian, you got Kel'el, you got Nick, you got Connor, a lot of different guys in that roster too. So just what was like playing with all that talent, just getting to kind of play with alongside all the different guys?
I'm just playing with them. Well, first of all, not even just playing with them. Just having an opportunity just to hang with those guys and spend time with them off the court. Man, it was probably one of the best experiences in my life, especially just having a brotherhood. For life, man. We kind of built that bond from day one, from practice one. So just having people like that, man, is really good, man. Just especially knowing people that has your back. You know, everybody was on board from day one. We had our off days, but we always bounce back as one. We always bounce back. You know, quick. So without, I feel like if we didn't have that type of chemistry, we would never have made it to the championship in Peach Jam. So just building a bond off the court. That kind of when people saw us on the court, I mean, it was we had a good team for sure.
In terms of Brandon, I know you two are pretty close, and obviously we know he's not going to his destination out there in Alabama, and that was a school that was you were heavily involved with. We'll get a little bit more into that in a second, but how close do you guys ever get to teaming up? Was that a conversation you guys were seriously considering, or like how far did it ever get with you two possibly going to the same college?
I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, we was both looking at going to Alabama. Um, Obviously, he had them on his list. I had them on my list,
Mm-hmm.
and we talked about it. But at the end of the day, you know, we I wanted and he wanted us to make the best decision for ourselves. And, if it was the best decision for me to go to Alabama, it would have been teaming up again. That would have been fantastic to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm already used to playing with Brandon. He already used to playing with me. And I feel like Coach O is a great coach, but at the end of the day, I wanted to make the best decision for me, and that was to go play with Coach Must and just stay home. And he made the best decision to go to Alabama. So, I mean, of course, it was talks, but at the end of the day, we did what we gonna do. So,
Instead of being teammates, you guys are essentially going to become rivals in a sense for next season now because you guys can go at each other. We both know both teams are probably going to be in the top 25. Most likely be heading to the tournament. Obviously, it's a little early for that, but still, both you guys are loaded rosters. Going to play each other in the SEC. So, what's that going to be like now? Instead of being teammates, you're going head to head against each other as rivals. What's that going to be like?
oh, we're gonna try to rip each other's heads off. I mean, that's that's how we is. We don't. I mean, we can be brothers after the game. You know what I'm saying? So whatever happens during that time, that's still gonna be my brother, and we still gonna be tight. I just wish them the best of luck at Alabama, and I hope he has a good season, and I believe that Brandon is going to be a top 5 pick in the NBA draft. So.
And that's something that both you guys could be talking about. And we both know that you guys are going to be NBA prospects. I think both you guys will be one and done type players too. So obviously a lot that's going to happen in the next 2 years or whatnot until that draft hits. But if you two happen to get teamed up at the NBA level or even later on in your guys' careers, what would that just be like playing at the ultimate dream level together?
That I don't know. That'd be crazy. Especially just Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. That would be ecstatic for me.
Mhm.
Especially playing with your best friend
Mhm.
with each other, and we both dreaming of being in the league with each other. It's kind of like some Jalen Green and
Yep.
what's the dude name?
Jake out. Josh.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So it'll be cool, but at the end of the day, once we get there, we know what it takes to, well, we gonna learn, and we're gonna get try to get better every day, and win is a big thing for me. So for sure.
Now, when we talk about that Peach Jam run, you guys go out there. COVID was hitting once again, impacted a lot of different stuff happening, but you guys prevailed through all that to get to the game, and you guys obviously end up losing to a loaded team final team out there. But you become the first player since Michael Porter Jr. to hit 30 plus in a game. Take us to that game. What was that environment like, and what was it like playing in that on that stage and in that game?
Well, us going into that game, us going into that Peach Jam series, we already knew that it was going to be a hectic environment, and every game was going to be close, and we just wanted to go out there and compete and show what we can do as a team. We played great team basketball, we played great team defense, we had chemistry, we was disciplined, we listened to our coaches, and we did whatever it takes to win. If I had to score 30, if B had to score 30, if we had a we had a 10-man roster, it was 10 people on our team. All 10 people got in the game, and without those 10 guys, if we lost one guy, we wouldn't be the same team. So, just having those guys on the team, I knew for a fact that we was gonna be in the Final Four, especially playing for a championship. So, and then the last game, Jalen Duran had a loaded team. Team final had a loaded team, but that didn't really just stop us to, it kind of the game kind of like when the first game began, we kind of had a little nervousness, but as the game went by, we kind of picked it up, and we wasn't scared of nobody. We was gonna go at your heads. It was a good game, and that obviously they came on top. So.
Now, were you 100% in that game? 'Cause I know you had the cast or whatnot a little bit after that or before that. So, where were you health wise during that Peach Jam run?
My whole body was 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 gone. I believe that was before I had surgery on my hand. So at that particular time, I had broke my scaphoid bone in my
Mhm.
hand. I was playing with it, broke, and I broke it last in April when we was at the Maid of Hoops Indiana tournament. Everybody know I was in the cast, and right before Peach Jam, I took the cast off to come back and play. And I believe what game was that? It was a Final Four game that I had to it was something wrong with my hamstring. I mean, I couldn't really I don't really know how to describe it. It was
Mhm.
very tight and I really couldn't move it. And I was really questioning talking to my dad about it. I didn't really know if I was gonna play in the championship game, but me personally, I knew I was not gonna miss that game. So
Yeah.
which was kind of funny that because I think I called Brad after the game and asked him when because I think he had like a some type of hamstring problem, and I
Mhm.
asked him what did he do to just keep it loose. He just told me I believe I wore like three compression pants and a long sleeve that game. He came to the game too. He had like a little gun, and, just to keep it loose and stuff like that. But just like I said, man, I just try to compete at a high level, and whatever it takes to win, I'm gonna try to do. So.
We kind of led my last thing. I want to talk about Brad Beal Lee, and that obviously is Brad Beal. And he is someone that I know you've talked about before. He's been a great mentor to you throughout your time there. And he obviously, like you get a little bit more. Like we see a lot of different NBA players that come in and help fund teams and are part of the team, but he's just as involved as just about anyone else possibly could be in the team. And you two are similar in the fact that you guys both are that guard position. He's doing what you want to ultimately do at an all-star level someday. So how big has he been in your life? Just getting to see a guy that has done what you want at your position in the NBA. Like how big has that been for you?
I mean, it's been big for me and a lot of people on the Brad Pitt organization.
Mm-hmm.
He's been involved in Brad Pitt Elite since I've been there. Obviously, he comes to the games. I ask him questions about what should I do in this position. I believe like before the Peach Jam. I mean, because we had like a little bracket before Peach Jam. Then the actual Peach Jam was like a week later,
Mm-hmm.
and he called. I believe he called like me and Brandon, and he just gave it to us. Like he was just saying like how we wasn't playing hard enough, and you know, I believe Brandon was average. I mean, me and Brandon was averaging like 18 a game, and we over here looking like we not type like question. We just kind of questioning ourselves, and but just having somebody like that, knowing what it takes to get there where he at, it's kind of cool to just have somebody you can look at and ask questions about the stuff So
So what's the biggest advice he's given you so far and while throughout your time knowing him?
um, the biggest advice he gave me was being a leader and not a follower. Um, ever since he knew me, he knows that I was an alpha male. I always carried a chip on my shoulder, and he knew that a lot of people looked at that as a way to get the team going. He always wanted me to keep that going, and he knew that I was a bucket getter, and he always wanted me to be aggressive from the jump. And, just like I said, man, he didn't want like the organization never wanted me to lose that chip because it always bring energy to the team. So he always told me that, and that was one of the reasons why I believe I had 31 that championship game. So
Absolutely. Let's head into that senior year you've been a part of now, and you've been doing your thing. You guys are off to a great start so far throughout the year. And I would talk about you guys do have another dynamic duo out there now, Cal, and he's going out there to Oregon, another five-star prospect. What's this been like growing and playing alongside him out there this year?
it's been cool. Leo is one of the top players in our class. He's gotten better over his past 2 years. He's grown a lot. So, just playing with him before we go to college, it's helpful for both of us, especially knowing that, we can do something this our senior year. And, we went out there, we just wanted to compete and win. That's what, at the end of the year, we're trying to get a state championship, and that's what it is. So
I know Arkansas was in his final group, like he was looking at them. How close do you guys ever get to teaming up together in Arkansas?
me and Kelly never talked about that because I believe he committed early during the season, and like I believe he committed in. I'm not sure when. I think he committed in like July or June or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, we ain't really just never talked about it. I don't even think that I was going to North Little Rock around that time, but like I said, man, where he gonna make the best decision for him, and I'm gonna make the best decision for me, and I feel like Kale's gonna be a great player at Oregon. So.
Absolutely. Well, let's hop into this recruiting process now. And it was a hectic one. You had a lot of different changes throughout that process, schools that came in and out of the process throughout that time span. So, kind of break us down. Like, you come down to this Final Four, as we know, Arkansas, Alabama, Auburn, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, but you had multiple schools come in and out. Kentucky was in the mix, Kansas was in the mix. I know there's pro rumors too as well going in that group. So, just break us through this recruiting process. Like, what all went down throughout the final, like, 2-3 months through that process? Like, just take us through that process.
It was a stressful and it was a hard process. Having like 30 plus offers, just narrowing them down to even 10, it was kind of hard because so many good schools. But
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to make the best decision for me and my family at the end of the day. So Coach Musk came with a good plan to come up with for next year for me, and next year I can't wait to just try to reach those goals. And, you know.
So what was it about Arkansas? Obviously, we're talking a little bit more in depth, but Arkansas, Alabama, Auburn, Arkansas, Pine Bluff. Like, what led to those four schools being the finalists for you?
Well, the program was going to be focusing on me, and well, not just me. I ain't gonna say that, but just trying to focus on, the plan they have for me, and
Mm-hmm.
the plan they have for the team. And I always wanted to compete at a high level. I always wanted to be with a winning team. So, just those four schools, Coach Oates, Coach Musk, and Coach Bruce Pearl, and Coach Solo is one of the top coaches in college basketball. So I mean, I had to you know I could have went to any school and did what I did, but Arkansas was one of the top was my top pick. So
In terms of the pro aspects, I know OT, I have to imagine, offered you somewhere in that mix. This was contacting you, and I know there's other pro opportunities available to you because you obviously are at that level where you could probably go play pro anywhere in the country right now, or in the world right now. So, how close were you ever to going that route? Was that something you seriously looked at, and if so, like what routes really appealed to you?
yeah, I had a lot of pro routes, and I still have pro offers, but I'm not really looking into that right now. Just I'm just trying to stay on course and with Arkansas, and I want to go to college. I want to go there and develop as a player and as a person. I want to get my degree, and I just want to just be a household name and be one of the top players to ever do it in Arkansas. So.
Were there anything like did OT ever get involved in you? And I know like we just talked about Bryson Warren, obviously from that he went out, took that route. Did that ever appeal to you? And did they even offer you at any point throughout the process?
Yeah, when yeah, they was recruiting me hard. I'm not gonna say recruiting, but
Yeah.
yeah, they hard. I obviously put them in my top seven. They had a good offer. They had other people they was trying to get. I looked into it, and the NBL they had a good offer. G League had a good offer, but at the end of the day, it really wasn't all about the money for me. I'm just trying to get better and develop. And, the money I already know the money gonna come later. So.
Mm-hmm. So at all those offers, who had the most money on the table for you?
I ain't gonna get into all that, but I know I had a good lot. I had a lot of good offers for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, another couple schools I know people were obviously looking at with you too was Kansas, Kentucky. Take us through Kentucky first. Like obviously I know they were in the process. I think they were at some point your top seven, top 10. Like they were in there at some point. So what can happen there with them?
You remember like towards the end on like
Mm-hmm.
what I mean, you know, I'll just say, I looked in because I was supposed to go on a visit, obviously I heard that, they was gonna have two more people coming in. They still wanted me to come on a visit. I was getting calls from Coach Cal, and the day I was supposed to, like me and my dad was talking about it. The day I was supposed to go on a visit, it was the day that they told us that I believe that two people were supposed to be coming to Kentucky that committed. They still wanted me to come to the visit. They still wanted me to come to the school, but being real with myself, I didn't go because I mean, I know for Kentucky is a great program. Coach Cal is a great coach, and they got a good coaching staff. So just having an opportunity to talk to them, was a cool experience.
You also was a blue blood. I know you took a visit to them at some point too. Talk us to that a little bit. Like obviously that's another blue blood school. I know some guys do like that aspect. Coach Self's another great coach. So how far did you ever get with them and what happened to them on the very end there too?
Kansas, Kansas it was a great program. Coach Self is a cool dude. He liked to joke a lot, and he's real. He has a good, like I said, he's built a good program at Kansas, and he's a good coach. He got a good coaching staff. I know like half the team, well not half the team, but some people on the team, and it was a good visit. But at the end of the day, what I wanted wasn't as what they wanted for me. But at the end of the day, it really wasn't nothing personal between me and that. So
Mm-hmm.
I went a different direction, and I just went from there.
All right. So Arkansas is where you chose. Was the number two school? Like, did the final week or two before you made your decision, was it kind of coming down to even a smaller route for you personally? Like, was there Arkansas and Bama, Arkansas and Auburn, Arkansas, Pine Bluff? Like, was it down to maybe two schools in the very end for you?
Yeah, I changed my decision like every day. I mean, I really
Mm-hmm.
didn't know, but because I knew for a fact that I literally could go to any school and do what I do what do what I do, and but it was a very tough decision, and obviously I made that decision, and why not come home and do that? So I just made that decision, and I'm gonna do what I do next year.
So at what point did it click for you? You said, okay, out of all these schools on the table, I'm going to Arkansas. This is where I want my home to be. At what point was that, and what was the ultimate changing factor for you?
Like I said, Coach Munt's been recruiting me ever since I was young,
Mhm.
and he had a good plan for me. He had a lot of NBA league experience. His staff got a lot of NBA league experience, and I went on a visit. It was a good visit, and just meeting with him and my family meeting with him, and just having everything on the table, especially being home at Arkansas. It was kind of like a no brainer as soon as I got from the visit. So.
Well, let's kind of go into this decision now because you made it now. And when you did end up calling Coach Muss, I know he's known as one of the more fun coaches in the country. And obviously, when you made your official commitment, they had the little video we're talking about in a second, too. But what was his reaction like when you called him and said, "Hey, coach, you got me. I'm coming to Arkansas"? What was his reaction?
I mean, I think he came on a home visit, and I told him,
Mm-hmm.
he was for everything, like he said before. He came after my visit, and I kind of told all the coaches that what direction I was going into, but I didn't really tell him that I was gonna commit to him. Man, he came to my home. He came to the home visit, and he said what he said. Then the other coaching staff was talking to my family, and I caught him outside, and he was telling me that that everything's gonna be fine, and whatever school I was gonna go to, I was gonna be a pro anyway. So after he said that, I was like I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm coming to your school. He kind of just freaked out, like in front of like the parking lot. He hugged me like 20 times, and we went back in the house, and I told everybody what's going on, and I didn't they didn't say nothing until I announced it. So.
So then your family and all them, they didn't know exactly where you're going to go until that point?
Oh yeah, I told him. I mean, my family knew everything that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as something happens, my family knows about it. And then when I went in there, and told them, and that's when that's when Mus found out. And like 30 minutes later, I went in the house and told everybody that was in the house. So.
Gotcha. Now, obviously, Coach Muss is one of the top coaches in the country. I know some people are obviously kind of disputing different things about them not having the highest record right now, a couple of different losses in a row to open up SEC play. But we know his track record. We know what he's done in Nevada. We know what he's done here last year. What makes Coach Muss so special? And this, how excited are you to be able to go out there next year and play for him?
His level of passion for the game. We kind of the same at a degree that we hate losing. And I know for a fact he's. I mean, I know he's not having a good season right now. But I know for a fact that his preparation is better than everyone else's preparation.
Mm-hmm.
And I know for a fact that the team gonna turn it around. Now they played hard yesterday, but I mean, I'm not finna just say what but like I said, man, his resume, he got a good resume already. He's a league guy. He came to Arkansas and kind of changed the whole program around.
Mm-hmm.
And, he got me and Jordan, just on the same page. And I know for a fact that next year we're gonna make a lot of noise. And I can't wait to get up there and play in front of the home crowd and do what we do.
And like you kind of said too, I mean, they still have a long season ahead of them. And at the end of the day, yes, they've lost a few games, but they're still 10-4. They're still well above 500. And like I said, it's a long season ahead with a lot of big games left. So you just look at this roster, though. How do you expect them to finish out? Like, they still have the talent. We still see a lot of great players on the roster. Like, how do you expect them to finish up the season?
I mean, like I said, man, it's a long season. They had all the right pieces. They just have to figure out how to, play with each other and stay disciplined on the defensive end and just play hard, man. Compete at a high level, and just somebody lead the team. And it always starts with that leader. Being the alpha dog. Being one of those guys on the team that everybody prefer to and respect on that type of level. But man, like at the end of the day, man, I mean, it's not the end of the season, not the end of the world.
Mhm.
Stuff like this is going to happen sometimes in basketball, and it's how you. I mean, it's how you finish it. To be honest, and you can't really just go off of what they did previous. So Just like I said, just going out there and compete, at a high level and play for one another. I'm pretty sure they got a good chance of doing what they did last year.
And pretty much everyone on this year's roster you can possibly play with, except for Stanley next year. I know all the guys have the opportunity for the most part to take a super senior year. And obviously, there could be some guy that transfer out with the new portal stuff and whatnot too. But like you just look at the foundation that could be guys coming back. Guys like Devo could be there, but Jalen again, Adis, like you see some of these big cornerstone pieces join them. How excited does that make you for next year to be able to join those guys along with the 2022 class?
It makes me very excited. So the fact that, I grew up, they grew up around this area. I know how they play, they know how I play. And, yeah, I feel like we'll play good with each other. And, just going up there and competing and, from start, from like when practice start, going up there and compete, we can make some noise. So, especially having the class we got this coming in next year. So
Well, let's wrap up kind of talking about Arkansas and your recruiting class so far. And that's 2022. You guys are ranked number 2, but at the end of the day, you look at the top 5 classes, they're all pretty much low top to bottom. So you guys could very well be the number 1 class when it's all said and done. But you look at yourself, we know who you are, what you bring to the table. Jordan's joining you, got Darian joining you, Barry, Joseph. How special is this recruiting class and just how excited you'll go out there and eventually get joined up and teamed up with all these guys on campus in a few months?
I mean, it's gonna be cool. Especially like three of our guys is well, two, yeah, me, yeah, three of our guys is from Arkansas,
Mm-hmm.
and like I said, my reputation is everything. So I just want to go out there with a good clean name, and I want to go out there and compete, and I want to go out there and win games, because what I'm saying, everybody love you when you win it. So once we go out there and do that, I mean, the rest is history. Don't nobody really care if you don't nobody really care about like what you did if you're losing. So just my thing is winning games and competing at a high level and trying to be one of the best to ever do it. So
I know that I've had on pretty much everyone else's commit now except for Jordan so far. Joseph, I had his commitment right when he commit back a year and a half or whatever ago. And every single one of those guys have always said, you're at the top of the list. They want you there, along with a couple other guys during that process. But how did you kind of get involved with this group? Like, was Joseph heavily recruiting you, Darian, Barry at all? Like, how did this whole class kind of come together? And how did you kind of start building the relationship with those other guys?
um, I'm gonna keep it real. I mean, they never really. I mean, we always talked about Joseph. I talked to Joseph about it,
Mm-hmm.
but at the end of the day, I didn't want anybody peer pressuring me into making a decision, because I know for a fact that I was going to do the same of anybody, because I know for a fact how stressful it was on, making a good decision. So, I mean, we talked about it at times, but I really didn't pay attention to it until I was actually ready to make my decision. So,
So, what can Arkansas fans expect from Nick Smith? Like, what will you be bringing to this team when you get out there?
a lot of energy. I'm a competitive guy. I like to interact with people. Like I said, man, I just try to compete. I try to win games, and I try to be the best who I am. And like I said, at the end of the day, it's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be better days coming, man. Just trust that. I mean, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun year next year.
Some fans could have got a little glimpse of you so far because you took a little time out there, go on campus, and I think the whole world pretty much saw it now. You went out there, played a scrimmage with the frats. You got to walk us through how that all got set up, though. Like, what happened to get you out there? How did you get involved in that scrimmage? And just take us through the whole experience.
Um. Well, first, I mean, it kind of just happened. I posted. I seen Devo went out there and played one game, and I just posted it. I was really just playing at times. I posted it on my Instagram, and it was like 10,000 people that seen my story, and a lot of people kind of a lot of people was when I went out to the camp. A lot of people was asking me about it, so I really had no choice but to go up there, because really at first I was really just playing. Then I went out there because at first, to be honest, I really wasn't supposed to be out there because of my hand injury, because I really wasn't 100% cleared yet. But and I was like, why not, for the people? You know what I'm saying? Everybody chanting your name and whatever. So I did it. And, like I believe like 30 minutes after I played, like the whole thing just went viral. Like I was on literally like every site
Mm-hmm.
social media site. And I mean, it was fun, man. I don't think I'll do that again because but it was fun.
Absolutely. Well, a couple more things before I wrap up with you is there's a couple different things I want to get into, and one of them is talking about your bio. And we've talked about your mentality a few different times, but you have a couple different kind of sayings in your bios on both Instagram and Twitter. On Twitter, you say they've been asleep. It's cool. Take us to the kind of meaning behind that. Why you have that there?
Like I said before the season, before my AAU season, like I said, the rankings come out,
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't pleased with where I was at, and I believe one of my coaches on Coach RJ was said that a lot of, I mean, he might not like this now, but a lot of people gonna know who you is in the next couple months or so. Then he sent me that. Then I was like, I think I copied and pasted. Then I posted it, and a lot of people thought I was just talking and stuff like that. And I kind of last year I put that on there just kind of remind myself every day that I wasn't always the top guy in the nation. I wasn't always talked about, and I just wanted to keep that chip on my shoulder. And when I see it, it just reminds me of all the anger I had when that came out. So just keeping that, I mean, it just brings back that type of love for the game and stuff like that.
Another thing is in your Instagram one, it's LIF3 times TTG. Kind of take us to what that means. Like, why do you have that there and what that means?
That's a family brand. We built that. Me and my guys built that when we was young. My trainer, my cousin, TGG. We started. I mean, he started that trend when I was coming up. I kind of just ran. I kind of just ran with it. And, that's kind of a brand we're trying to take further as we go down the road. So a lot of people like as soon as I changed my name to Life Nick, everybody else wanted to do it. So I mean it's a cooler thing. It's kind of like I said, man. We always had that around when I was since I was young. So.
Absolutely. Well, something I was like wrapping talking about is building a legacy. And now that we do know your next story is going to be at Arkansas for however long it ends up being. But when you do eventually down the road step away from this game of basketball and you retire, however many years that is, what do you want to be remembered for what you achieved both on and off the court?
Um. Well, first I want to represent my community. I want to go back. I want to give back to my community, and I want to run multiple businesses. I don't know what those businesses might be, but I want to be a businessman. I want to come back, be a mentor to a lot of guys, especially for my brother and sister.
Mm-hmm.
Man, just enjoying life, man. At that point, not really sure what I'm going to have later down the road. Like I said, I don't really look in the future, but when I'm done playing basketball, I just want to just relax, enjoy life, enjoy my family, and just be a mentor to a lot of people, and just give back to my community, and just relax. Because when I'm done, I'm done. Like I ain't touching the basketball.
I know you're also a believer, so walk to that aspect of you a little bit. Like, how have you seen God help get you to the point that you're at today?
Ever since I was young, my mom and dad and my grandparents always brought me around that type of energy. I always went to church, and my faith in God is always strong. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and especially knowing what I do. Every time I know for a fact that when stuff happens, I know it's always for a reason. Every time when that happens, I know why it happened. That's just kind of connection I have with him. And I know why he did it. And he always I always find a way to get back to, because sometimes when I lose myself, I always find a way to get back to you know where I am, and who I am as a person. So just having a strong faith and just believing in God and stuff like that. I just thank him every day for giving me opportunities just to even play basketball. Having the opportunity to see my family, and and then just waking me up every morning. It's something I don't take for granted, and it's something I take very serious. So a lot of people don't really see this side of me, but Like I said, man, I'm a strong believer. And, I know for a fact everything I do is for him. And, and like I said, man, I just continue to thank him. And, I just got to try to keep a strong faith. So,
And that aspect too is not always easy. Like as a believer, I think we all know that it takes some time to finally get that trusting God where you truly start saying, okay, I truly do believe now, like whatever happens is for your good, it's for your kingdom, and you obviously have a plan. So when did that set in for you? Like at what point in your life would you say you started truly trusting in God in that aspect and saying, okay, I truly can kind of have peace in a sense now over this. Like I know that it's in your hands and you've got control over it all.
um, ever since I was young, really,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I was always brung around that. My dad and mom always taught me about that type of stuff. And I looked into it a lot of that stuff on my own, and because I always wanted to know about it. And like I said, man, just having peace with that. That everything that be going on around. Like what I got going on each and every day. Just talking to him just bring me peace, and it kind of it just calms me down in the sense that I know for a fact that he believes in what I'm doing, and I'm just playing for him, and he has a plan for me. Down later down the road, I don't really know what that plan is right now, but as just I'm just trying to live in a moment. Just man, basically, man, just be a good person at the end of the day, because that's really all it comes down to. So like I said, man, I'm a strong believer, and I'm gonna always keep that faith. So.
Is there one moment in your life so far you've seen God show up the most?
I'll say the most. I mean, I feel like he always shows up for me, man. I mean, that's basically what it is. Everything I do, I know for a fact he has something to do with it. That's just what it is. And without him, I wouldn't be in this position today, and I wouldn't be the Nick I am today, and I wouldn't be, waking up, in a good mood every day. So having a strong belief in that, that's basically what it is. So,
Absolutely, man. Well, my final thing for you, give Arkansas fans your three biggest goals that you have set for your Arkansas career.
first, man, I just want to win. I want to win. I'm going to try to go undefeated the preseason year. I want to win. My second goal is to win national. I mean, not my second goal is to win an SEC championship,
Mm-hmm.
and my third goal is to win a national championship. Why not? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. Well, congratulations on the commitment. Best luck the rest of the season. I'm excited to see what God's got next for you, man.
I appreciate it.
Of course, you're welcome on, man. God bless.